Hey, good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. I'm going to give it just a few seconds here. Hopefully some of you guys are up and at it this morning, and we'll come on to the Black Status page and watch my Thursday tidbit that Julie so graciously asked me to do. So that was very kind of her. I was very, very shocked and excited at the same time to be able to come on here and do some insight on my journey or whatnot kind of thing, because I idolize you guys so much. There's so many of you guys that I look up to. Well, all of you guys I look up to. And so the thought of coming on here and trying to give you guys advice scares the crap out of me because I'm like, maybe you guys should be giving me advice. Julie just asked me to come on here because she said, Jess, it is your 3-year anniversary of being a Black Status presenter. You've consistently hit Black Status since you've hit Black Status. And, a lot of people are trying to, hey, Brittany, hey, Helen, hey, Tia. So a lot of people are struggling, or they want to hit Black Status and they want to be consistent. And so you're our go-to girl this week. And I was like, me? Like, hello, like I don't even have a stitch of makeup on. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But I knew I had to get this done. I knew I wanted to come to you guys and just share something, and hopefully you guys can take something away from it. If not, maybe there's something I say that you guys have that's even better than what I have, and you can help me. That's the benefit about this. Hey, Jessie. Hey. So, I am Jess Parizek. I am from Minot, North Dakota. In case some of you guys don't know who I am, and that's okay. And if we haven't met, I think Kylie had mentioned this. Please come give me a hug, at Black Status retreat or conventions or wherever kind of thing, because I am like this huggable little Cabbage Patch Care Bear kind of thing where I love people. So I am so gracious and glad that I am able to come on here for you guys today. I might be only 4'11", but I give really, really amazing hugs. So if you've not gotten a hug from me before, please, all means, come see me. Hello, guys. So, when I thought about my journey as Black Status, and, when Julie said, what is it that keeps you consistently hitting Black Status? Why is it for the last 2 years you've not only last 3 years, gosh, time gets away from you. Why have you not only consistently hit Black Status, but you've also gotten yourself on the 2 Black Status trips? So I sat back, and I'm like a super, super humble person, and I never, even to come on something like this, I'm like, there's nothing that I'm going to say that you guys don't already know, that you guys probably don't know better than I do, but these are just some things that I jotted down on my piece of paper, my little chicken scribble scratch pad, and I'm going to just give this to you, and this is really why I feel like I'm consistently a Black Status presenter, and I think nothing more than that. And I feel like so many times we look for this magic pill to take, kind of like weight loss. Like, I'm like, hello, the pipes are not getting any better. Jess, you have to get off your butt and you have to work out. Like, that's just what it is, but we always want to take that magical pill, or we want to read that, awesome book, or we want to watch that one video that's just going to like explode our business. When realistically, we have to keep things simple, and we have to go back to the basics sometimes. And sometimes just these little teeny things that I'm going to give you here sometimes will make all the difference in the world. Now, some of you guys do these amazingly, and some of you guys maybe need these little reminders that you really need to start doing some stuff like this. So the biggest thing, like Adriana mentioned in her Facebook Live that she did on here for the Thursday tidbit, is being relatable. Guys, this last week I did 2 live videos on my personal page. Some of you guys watched them, some of them put them in their team pages and stuff, and I was me. I was Jess Parizek, tomboy from North Dakota, and I didn't care what came out of my mouth or whether I had my makeup perfect. I wore a camouflage t-shirt, things like that, but people related to me. And when I come and do these Facebook Lives, it's not like I'm sitting here and like just looking over all the top of you guys, and you guys don't feel like you have that personal connection with me. I mean, do you guys kind of feel it when I'm sitting here talking with you? It's like we're right here. We're like best friends, one-on-one. We have that interaction with each other, right? And so a lot of the times I get messages every single day that they message me, and the biggest thing they say is, I love that you are you. I love that you're not trying to be something you're not. You're not afraid to just be that girl that so many times people would be embarrassed of. Like I swore even the other day on my Facebook Live, but it made people feel like I was a real person and not someone that I'm not trying to be, right? So you need to be relatable. Like when I went on Laura and Adriana's team pages, which if any of you guys ever want me to go on your team pages and do a live, I'd be more than happy to. Again, I never really know what I'm going to say, and I feel like I always say too much and keep talking and talking and talking. But literally I came on there with my fishing hat on, and I always told them, don't judge a book by its cover. And so many of those girls, like it was my favorite Facebook Lives ever, because so many of those girls message me and they're like, I hunt, I fish, or I'm a tomboy, or I do this, or I don't even know how to put makeup on. And seeing that you did this gives me hope. And that's what this is about, guys, is just installing hope into people, right? So be you. I mean, I see it even in other direct sales companies where people become successful. And yes, all 200 of us are that big deal. Whether you think it or not, we are a big deal. And so many people look up to us. And when they see us trying to be someone we're not, it makes them feel like they can never get to that point. And someone like me that never wore a stitch of makeup, I think you guys have kind of all heard my story where I never wore makeup growing up, never even washed my face with soap. My grandma would like outcast me if I ever washed my face with soap. So I had a lot coming through when I started this company, but I had that hope of someday feeling beautiful. I needed that hope. I had went through bankruptcy. I had gone through severe depression and anxiety my whole life. And, that's what makes me relatable. Think of all the people that are out there in this world that go through so many struggles every single day of their life. And if they see you just being this pretty little queen princess at the top of the chain kind of thing, they feel like they're never going to get there. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget your journey and be proud of your journey, okay? Because the fact, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. Last month in October, I am not very good at saving money at all. Like a new fishing pole comes, a new camouflage shirt comes around, like I'm buying it. Like when my tax accountant's like, you have this much money saved up in your account for taxes, I'm like, Like seriously, I don't save money at all, right? 1 second. And so last month when, my extension came around and I had to file taxes, I had to fork out a huge chunk of money that I didn't save. And that's my own fault. But you know what's the best thing about this, guys? It finally took me back to where I was before Unique. And it made me have those feelings again of, I would love to just go get a cheeseburger at McDonald's right now. But honestly, like I have $10 in my account. Or whatever the case may be. And I know that you guys are looking at me like, Jess, you're black status, like you should have plenty of money in your account. Trust me, I like to spend it, okay? I like to spend it because I've come from some place that when I grew up, my mom worked 5 jobs, my dad worked tons of jobs. I never had anything, okay? And even I don't even spend it on myself. Most of the time I'm giving it to people, And so literally last month, you guys, up until we got paid, like on the 8th of this month, I had little to nothing in my bank account. And I know that sounds shameful and things like that, but like I pay quarterlies and stuff like that. But you know what? It really was a huge wake-up call to me to know that there's people out there that are struggling every single day, that are green status, orange status, pink status, yellow status, blue status. I don't even care what status they are. They're struggling. And when we take it, it's so easy for us to have money in our accounts and go, well, just go sell some makeup or just go sponsor some people and stuff like that. And we forget that true feeling of what it's like to not have things. Okay? We forget, we lose all sense of reality because we've hit this spot and we have everything now, and we forget what it's like to be down here. We forget what it's like to be the baby fish. And so I can tell you these last couple weeks since I have, been down in my bank account kind of thing, it has made me more patient with people. It has made me appreciate their $100 sale versus their $1,000 sale. Okay? And so don't forget that. We all try to be this person that, goes and buys this fancy stuff and does this fancy and wears fancy clothes and, does all these treatments and stuff to us, which that's great. Everybody to each their own what they want to spend their money on. But also don't forget where you came from. Does that make sense? Give me a heart or a like or anything like that if you guys feel like that's whatever. The other thing about it is with being relatable and being you, don't be afraid and don't be disgusted with things that you've gone through in your life. I can tell you when I went through my big, deep, dark depression in 2014, I was kind of scared to let people know that as a Black status, like that I wanted to commit suicide. Like I hated life. I hated life and everything that I went through. And finally, when I broke out of my shell and I said to myself, if my story can help inspire other people and if it can uplift them and make them realize that they too can do this, you would not believe the amount of outpouring in messages and things like that I got from people. Now, I didn't want a pity party, and I don't want a pity party to this day, but I most importantly want people to know that this is anyone's game. I mean, you're looking at a girl right here from North Dakota. Like, hello, North Dakota. Like most people don't even think we have running water and we still ride horses to get to places. But yet I was able to do it. I was able to do it, and they can too. If they're going through depression, what's the best thing? They know they have someone that they can reach out to. But if they see you as this person, of course we always want to make sure that, we're this positive person and stuff to our team, but build relationships with your team. Let them know when something's going on in their life that they know that they can come to you. Because with my itty bitty team that hit Black status, I honestly can tell you the reason that we hit Black status is because we were this tight community. Like Rob always says, what's your community? Like we were a tight community. I knew all of their kids' names. I knew their husbands' names. I knew what they were doing for work. I knew, the different things that they were going through. So just don't lose that kind of connection with your teams. And not everybody's going to want this, and that's okay. But you just have to be relatable and you have to be yourself and try to not be this person that's up here and start being down here with all the other people, because they're going to value as a leader even more when you're okay with admitting your flaws, when you're okay with doing the things that they're going through. Okay. Get to know your team more than a paycheck. It's obvious when people, like even people on my team that they message their teammates and they're like, come on, Sel, get me to pink, get me to blue, get me to whatever. Like, why? Why would they want to do that? Get to know your team, say, hey girl, I know you're really struggling right now for money and stuff like that. I know your kids in baseball and things. I want to work with you this week. I want to really get you that money in your pocket so that you're able to go take that money and spoil your kids kind of thing. Like you're not just vomiting on them and saying, hurry up and get me to this rank. Because that's basically what it comes off as is me. And you should be saying, we. Let's build those small fish up so that everyone is a big fish, okay? And that's a big part of this. People that feel committed will never leave. When they feel part of something, when they feel like they're part of your little gang or whatever it may be, they're never going to want to leave because they're never going to want to leave that sisterhood. And, you know, like I said, when I was going through my really tough time that I went through in 2014, I will never, ever, ever forget the people that messaged me, even at all hours of the night, because they knew I was up crying my eyes out kind of thing. I will never forget that sisterhood that those people gave to me. Okay, and vice versa. Now, if I see them going through something, you bet your bottom dollar, I knew who was here for me when I went through it, and I'm going to be there for them. Okay. I think, you know, going back to being consistent with being Black status is so many times, I know that you guys probably understand this, is we always feel like we're being the boss, right? You guys are always so busy training your teams and doing all this work and, you know, copying from this and pasting from this and doing all this work for your teams that here comes. You ready for the truth? You ready for the truth? You've stopped working yourself. On yourself, okay? 80% of your time needs to be focused on you. And like Haley mentioned the other day, I don't know all the percentages and stuff like that, but there was like the people that will be okay when, you know, if something happened to you, they would still be okay. The people that don't ever do anything, yada, yada, yada. I can tell you from someone that on my team, I lost a Black status. I lost 5 orange statuses and 2 purples during my depression in 2014. If things weren't bad enough, those people just all up and left me. And you know what? It didn't really bother me. For some people, some people that are watching right now, they're probably like, oh my God, I just had a green leave last week or whatever, and I can't hit Black because this green left. Honestly, guys, it's because you've stopped working your personal business. And it took me a long time to realize that I too was not working my personal business. I mean, in like the beginning of this year, I came in with like 5, 6 elites kind of consistently. And then February, after the West Indies Black status trip, I came back and I soared to 10. Because I started going out there and I started recruiting again. I started selling again. I started doing personal development again. I started doing all of this stuff for me again. And I spent 20% of my time working with the people that wanted it. Instead of pushing people to go to yellow, I basically took Whitney's advice, you know, when she talked to me in the hot tub one night in West Indies and correct me if I'm wrong here, but basically she says, I make people prove to me that they can hit yellow before I really put all my eggs into one basket and really start working with them. And that's really true. That's been a really big aha moment for me because it's like, okay, I'm not going to overload you with all this stuff, you know, tag you in all these posts and explode your news feed with all these notifications. Like, I just want you to focus on going out there and getting that $1,000 under your belt as soon as you can. Whether it takes you a day, a week, a month, a year, whatever kind of thing. The faster they hit that yellow status, the faster I'm going to go, okay, I might have a runner here. The slower it takes them, it doesn't mean that I eliminate them from my potentials, but I don't focus as much and strain myself and beat my head against my desk wanting them to do something that truthfully many of them won't. Okay? Thanks, Sean. So make sure that things that I do for personal development every single day, and this is huge. I told some girls this on the cruise ship a couple weeks ago. I don't sleep with my phone in my bedroom. I don't. I learned that from my therapist because I'm proud to say I had cell phone addiction problems. I know some of you guys probably do too, but I do not sleep with my cell phone in my room. I have the ringer off. I have it in my bathroom down the hallway, and I wake up refreshed in the morning because too many times, like, we're all dreaming of unique. And so every single night, if we hear that little buzzer go off on our phone, we're like, was it an order? Oh, is someone messaging me? Oh, is there a mascara crisis? What's going on? Kind of stuff. And honestly, it can wait. Like, nobody is going to die over mascara, right? So that's something that you guys can do yourself. But when I do go get my phone for the first time in the morning, the first thing I do is go to YouTube or, I go on just Google and I type in like inspirational quotes or things like that, and I listen or I read to something to start my day off. Because honestly, how many of you guys have woke up when your alarm clock doesn't go off? You wake up and you're instantly frazzled and you're like, crap, my whole day is crap now. Like, I can't do this. Isn't it more refreshing to wake up, read something amazing, and then be able to start your day before you have to go tackle all those thousands of messages? Right? Okay, so watch something inspirational, read something inspirational, sing. Go in the shower and sing your favorite song. Sing it as loud as you possibly can. Get those I don't even know what chemicals, not epinephrine, serotonin, like all that stuff. Get that stuff all going in your body and be happy. Like, can you tell I haven't even read any of my messages yet this morning because I'm happy, right? Okay. And the biggest thing with making sure that you're spending 80% of your time on yourself is you need to be a leader and have the tribe follow your lead. You don't need to be a boss. You don't need to be a boss. All this copying and pasting, really take a look at yourself. I know there's a lot of people that are scared to do Facebook Lives, but last night I drove 4 hours to a pound 4 hours away from me, and I rescued a dog that was going to be put down. Right? That was something that I needed to do in my heart because I couldn't stand the thought of a dog being put down. And it reminds me of my dog. I came back, went on my team page, and I was able to bond with them and said, hey guys, welcome my new animal to the unique family. This is Sully, whatever kind of thing. And so many people are able to connect with me that way. Like, I'm a real person. Okay? I'm going to end it with this unless anybody has any questions. Last night, Heather had gotten Big Al to do a seminar for unique presenters last night. Thank you, Heather. That was amazing. I love him. Like, I've heard he's short like me, so I'm pretty sure I need a selfie with him someday. But the biggest thing, guys, is when you're wanting to build your team and you're wanting to build wide, because remember, when you build leaders wide, they're going to build leaders that build leaders, and you're going to end up with this huge trifecta of people. But when you're going out, I kind of mentioned this in a Facebook Live not too long ago, don't be just going out and looking for rock stars. I mean, if someone saw me today like this with pimples on my face and my hair not even done and no makeup on, do you think they're going to look at me and say, oh, she's my next rock star? No. They're not going to look at someone like me. They're going to look at like someone like Adriana, who never has her makeup completely wrong. Like, she's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And they're going to say, I need her on my team. Like, she's going to be amazing. She's going to be amazing. But here's the kicker, guys, okay? Here's the kicker. It takes desire and skills to be a leader. And it takes desire and skills to be a rock star. You want to know the difference between that? You can teach skills. You cannot teach desire. And from someone like me that didn't have the skills, but I had that desire to do something with my life. I was so low in my life at the time, filing bankruptcy and everything, that I needed something. I had that will, I had that power, I had something in me. I was able to hit black status. Okay? So you need to think about that. Go for, like he said, go for the people that are working a couple jobs. I've said this over and over till I'm blue in the face. Don't go for the people that are shopping at, the high-end stores buying $300 pair of jeans. Go for the people that are shopping at Walmart. Go for the people that are stocking shelves at Walmart. Go for the waitress that looks like she hasn't showered in 5 days. That's how you build leaders. That's how you find these people, because those people have the flippin' desire. Okay? Those people have the desire. They need this to work. They want this to work. And honestly, like I said the other day, until your Ulta or Sephora or any of the makeup aisles at your local stores are out of business, this market is not saturated. So people need to rid that excuse. There are thousands and millions and billions of people in this world, and we all need to go uplift and empower them. Okay? I think that's all of my notes. Throw that down there. Hopefully I did good. Does anybody have any questions or concerns or comments or anything at all? I guess, I did in February, after I got back from West Indies, I had started some building block groups because I knew I was like, well, I'm going to give them the tools. And if they take the hammer and they actually start doing these things every single day, it will help them. And so I did create a yellow, pink, blue, and green building block group that a lot of you guys have seen. And I literally sat down for 2 weeks and I posted every single day a different task, things that I have done. Now, are these things going to make people get there? No. But can it help? Absolutely. And I always am telling people now, like, if you're yellow, don't just go for the pink group. Go do all the different tasks because they all build on one another, So, those are just things, if you want to be added to those groups, you sure can. Even if you want to take one of the posts and post it on your team pages for the day, that's totally fine. Like, I don't know if they help, but I've gotten thousands of messages and people came up to me on the cruise and are like, thank you for those building block groups, because they really, I think too many times, guys, we have presenters that are so used to working a full-time job that have a boss and are told what to do every single day, that when they get this opportunity, when they get this in the palm of their hands, they don't know what to do. It's like they have it all. It's like getting a brand new Mercedes with a stick shift car. They love it. They want it. They have everything, but they don't know how to drive it, okay? Because they haven't read the manual yet. So giving them little things, as simple as they may be, those little tasks, they really do help people. And even, they say, well, I did that task group last month and I didn't hit pink, so I guess that was a waste of time. And I said, so you fell off your bike once. Did you get back up? Did you brush your knees off? Did you get back up? And did you try it again? And did you try a different way? So even if they're doing these tasks and they did it once, doesn't mean they can't do the same task 50 different times until something finally clicks, until something finally works, until they finally get someone to join their team, until they finally get someone to buy from them, whatever the case may be. They need to do it more than once. Doing something once is like spitting out the window and expecting it to come back in your vehicle the same way it went out. Like, I know I suck at analogies sometimes, but honestly, like, you're just spitting out the window if you're trying to do something just once. Okay? Aw, I love you, Cammie Bobbitt. I need a hug. I need, like, yourself with me right now. Huge hug. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me blush. I love you guys all so, so, so much. Woo! Almost dropped my phone. Okay, well, I think, 27 minutes. I told you, I can talk all day long. I know Haley makes fun of my North Dakota accent. Haley Ragsdale, I love your face. Okay, so that's all I have. Rock out November, guys. Anything is possible. Go back to being you. Go back to being authentic. And remember that it takes desire. Not so much the skills, because like I said, I put blush on my forehead when I first started this business. And you know what? Look at how many skills I had to overcome to get to where I am today. And thank you, Tori, because my makeup looks pretty fly when I finally do it now. So anyways, I love you guys. If you guys ever want me to do a Facebook Live on your team pages or anything, please let me know. I'm always, always, always up for sharing. I don't hold any secrets back, because you know what? It's lonely just being one at the top. I would rather every single presenter in Unique gets to experience what we have and can have than to have a bunch of people struggle like what I went through last month. So, love you all. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week.